Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of the MechaWill Show. Today we're going to be something really exciting. This is a new game that just, it's been out for a while in beta, made by the crew over at Bethesda. If you're familiar with their works on Elder Scrolls, you know, a lot of the subject matter should be pretty normal to you, but this is going to be a little bit of a different feeling of a game. This is a card game that they've got, so I wanted to make a video on it and kind of show everybody what's going on with it, as well as possibly do a couple of matches, because I'm quite enjoying it, as it were. But let's go ahead and head on out to the main screen here. So this is very much a game, you know, very similar to something like Hearthstone or something like that Gwent card game that's coming out by the folks over at CD Projekt Red. But the cool thing is this is all Elder Scrolls themed with a great kind of story mode edition, which you don't normally see in these games. A narrative that's kind of going along with the whole card game aspect that you've got, is including like a leveling system and all sorts of stuff. So I've been having a lot of fun with this. Obviously, you guys can see down here I'm level 5, so I thought maybe I'd show it off just a little bit and see kind of what the deal is. So I'm a little bit of a ways into the story, but I thought, you know, maybe we could show you a little bit of the story first, so you guys can kind of get.
I love a good storm.
Get an idea about it.
Makes the seafaring life interesting.
How about pirates?
No, they're right bastards. Treat an honest smuggler like a common merchant. There's no honor among scoundrels.
Awesome. So what you guys just saw, obviously, was a nice little cinematic cutscene. So there's as you can see, there's a lot of other different chapters, storylines that we've already been through at the moment. So we're gonna be starting you off kind of in the middle of the story. The great way this game starts off, you get to pick your race and a class alliance that you'd like to be a part of, like if you want to be a Khajiit or a Dark Elf or whatever, and they give you different bonuses based on that kind of stuff. So we went ahead and played as an Imperial, as you could have seen from the first screen, and so we're going through as an Imperial, making our own decisions through the game. So let's go ahead and play this chapter here. We've got a couple of decks that you can build here, including a new deck if I wanted to jump onto it. But for now, I'm going to stick with my original and I think my best deck, which is the Band of Survivors. This is something that was handed to me when the game started, basically. So you'll hear a lot of really cool stuff. Yeah, I mean, there's everything, all the cards are voiced. There's a lot of different cool animations and stuff like that, so hopefully this kind of works. Pirate ship is moving back and forth on the sea. You spot a pirate on the bow. No problemo.
When you go second, you start the game with a bonus elixir of magicka. You can use it for a temporary magicka boost.
Okay, very cool. So we're still learning a little bit about the game. We did do a kind of a whole
I stole this cargo
tutorial.
fair and square. Let's send these dishonorable thieves into the brine.
Okay, and I think that was a person of ours, you know, helping us out there. So the first thing, you get 3 cards to start with, and you get to replace any of these cards that you'd like to. The main idea about the game, the way you play cards at least, which is going to be very important, is that you've got this little circle down here, which is your magicka, as you can see. Magicka in this game is basically power points, and those points are what you spend on getting cards out during the turn. So we always start off with 0, and every turn we get an additional power point. So if we're on our 6th turn, we can put out cards valued base 6. So it'll all make sense to you guys for a little bit. I really do kind of like having some of this guy here. The Triumphant Jarl is probably not going to be very useful until later on in the game, so I'm going to redraw him into maybe something more useful. So you can see a lot about what's going on here. We've got an opponent, NPC.
Look alive, men, or this storm will toss you about.
Who's doing quite the same thing that we are at the moment. And, you know, a lot of different things will start off with different class alignments, and those will give you different bonuses. Right now, since we went second, we have these magicka elixirs that we could use to boost our magicka if we needed to get like a really powerful card out early. So for now, you can see the main setup is you've got this line here. There are 2 main lanes. Monsters that are in different lanes can only attack the monsters in that same lane. So if I put a card over here, this card could not attack this card at all. So let's just kind of get into it and see what you guys think of it so far. Right now, we've got this little Morthal Watchman. The number on your left is going to be the damage that you have, and the number on the right of the cards is going to be your defense or your health, I guess you could think of it as. Every time you attack a creature, like for instance if I put this one here.
Halt in the name of the Jarl.
you know, she got a bonus based on her being the only one in this lane, so now she's going to be worth quite a bit less. And what this is going to do is if she attacks me, we're both going to die. She's going to hit me with 2, which is going to destroy my 1 health here. But she also gets counter damage based on my attack value. So my 2 is going to wipe out her 1, so we'll both kind of wipe out if that happens. Now, if I wanted to, I could, you know, chug one of these guys. So I could get out a little bit of an early Steel Scimitar and boost my stats a little bit and then end my turn. So hopefully that was a smart decision, but she's going to start to be putting out some different cards as well. The top card of your deck is an action, draw it, otherwise put it on the bottom. A lot of this should be pretty self-explanatory, but it's a little confusing from other card games. I play a couple of other card games. The interesting thing about this game, at least to me off the bat, was that all of the cards that you have, provided there's not some sort of extra rule in play, can immediately attack your opponent's health. You don't have to go through any of these cards. I can just take this card and immediately attack their health if I want to. I'm not going to at the moment, but that's the really interesting about that, because it's going to because you know, the way that you play the game is going to be very interesting, whether or not you beeline straight for their health or if you go to take down some of their other cards to stop them from going after your health. But that's kind of a cool mechanic that I've seen so far. So right now I'm going to place down another card that you are probably
awaiting orders.
Haven't seen quite yet. This is called a guard card. So guard cards basically supersede that rule I was just talking about. It's going to force any creature in this lane to attack me first before they can attack my health. So it's kind of a way for me to protect myself. If you want to be more of a defensive player, you can obviously get more guard cards and use those to attack.
It shall be so.
For now, if I attack this guy, I will die. So I'm going to try and keep my guy alive here and take down the Chiquita over here on this end.
Die, scurvy dog!
So, just to let you know, as you can see there, he wiped himself out so he could put down another card. And each and every turn here, we are getting more magicka and more magicka to spend on our cards, which means we can get out lots of different cards here. Enemy guards must attack this. This will kill this guy, but, you know, I think that'll be all right. Right now, if we want to, we can use maybe a little bit of drought of extra magicka here to bring out Hive Warrior, which I think might be a good idea. Get this guy out early. He's kind of a big hitter, as you can see, a lot of different stuff going on. But I've had a lot of fun with this game. I just do want to add the caveat
I hear and obey.
That this game is in beta. Now you saw something really cool right here. Basically, another function to kind of stop players from getting away from the game too much, or running away with it. Every time, every 5 health points, you've got one of these runes that pops. And what that does basically is it allows every rune that pops draws you another card. Sometimes you can draw like a counter card, which is pretty cool. A counter card is basically going to you can play it immediately if you draw it when you're being hit by one of these runes, and it kind of turns the tides of battle a little bit more in your favor. So I like that mechanic because it's kind of like a counter defense that really stops players from just crushing other players. There's always a chance that you'll pick up a really cool card, and that's gonna kind of be a little bit of an issue for those guys. Here we've got some different things going on at the moment. I think I want to save my fireball because that doesn't seem to be useful. But it seems to me with her whole, I might as well damage this card. With her whole shtick of being able to move cards around at the moment, something I haven't come across quite yet, we're gonna want to effectively balance out our lanes so that we always have something that can help out. This guy is going to pretty much just crush her health at the moment. So everything seems to be going out well. We've got some cards in our hands that'll be helpful later.
I used to be an adventurer like you.
Magnus, god of sorcery, be with me!
So she's making some plays at the moment here. She seems to be doing the same strategy, spreading out her cards a little bit. And I'm sure there's a lot of strategies I have definitely not caught on to at the moment. I'm the kind of player that is still learning at the moment. So but I'm very, very happy with the game that I've played so far. I also do want to point out this game has been, or at least the servers have been a little bit buggy. It's in beta, so if the game crashes on us, it's happened to me a couple of times. Then obviously we'll have to end the video or maybe restart it. So I just want to keep that as like something that may happen, just to let you guys know. Heavy Battle Axe is basically just gonna buff the crap out of one card. So it might be alright to put all of our crabs in a bucket, so to speak, and use this guy to take down... well, basically take down her health a huge chunk while we can. She does get 2 more cards, so again, kind of prevents... She might have something really cool up her sleeve that we might
Mighty Eye of Magnus!
like whatever just happened there.
I used to be an adventurer like you.
Alright, bringing out that. So, we are occasionally getting convicted here. Okay. But, the great thing is that she's super low, so if we can get out a good combination of some stuff going on here, it may be very helpful. We've got a guard card we can put out, which I'm highly considering. Another card that we have here is a support card, so you haven't really seen one of these so far, but the support cards are pretty cool. They're basically an ongoing card that would sit in your back chamber here. Kind of like a magic card or something like that. That kind of does a constant bonus effect. For this one, it just kind of buffs all our creatures with defense. Whether or not we want to waste 4 magic on that in this turn is to be questioned at the moment, but for now, I think I would like to put out this guard and maybe cause these guys at least to waste a turn, you know, getting down the health of this one, even though I know he will probably be killed immediately. I want to kind of save my health up here a little bit. And, we got a lot of magic cards coming in. We did get another guard card out of it, though, so that might be able to help.
Do not test me, knave.
I have not seen one of these ward cards already, but these wards seem to be helping these guys.
I used to be an adventurer,
creating
like
a
you.
hit like that. Things did not seem to be going well for us at the moment. Okay. But I think there is some damage that we can do here. Keep in mind, we've got this fireball that we can roll out. If we do the fireball, you know, we've got a couple of other cards that we may need to bust out, but we can really only play either this card, like a Legion card, which isn't going to help us, a guard card. The fireball might be a little much at the moment. What I'm going to do here is bust out this card. Try and get an easy card out of there. We've got 4 more magic to work with, which means we can put down this little extra defense. Or we can start to try and diversify and maybe bring out a couple more cards. I like the idea of being able to keep the attention off of this card at the moment, just so that we have, you know, a little bit of protection on this side at least. And this way we can buff up this card and at least keep him away for now on this side. But she's pulling out some pretty tough cards. It's gonna hurt a little bit.
Do not test me, knave.
And we are getting very close to what's going on there, but we do have another guard card which may help. Interesting, but we do have 3 and 3. So at the moment, you know, some things might be working out. So what can we do here? A lot of this is, there's gonna be a lot of strategy, like I said, that I'm not too familiar with at the moment. We do have a fireball that can cause some damage, but it's not really gonna do too much except take this health down by 7. And right now we've got 6 damage, which isn't gonna do the trick for us. This is just gonna buff defense, which is very important, but I like to play it early on if I have it. The guard card is gonna save me a little bit of trouble from this side until they inevitably crush it. And the sunlight card here is gonna also cause some issues. So my thought here, at least I'm trying to prolong something here. We're gonna try to do one of those. We might as well, I was gonna use the medic on this guy to kind of heal him up a little bit, but I think it might be a good idea. Take our last elixir here, and again,
awaiting your command.
Diversify our army a little bit. Now we've got a couple of people, and next turn, if any of these guys are still alive, she'll be dead, if we can manage something like that. So
I hear and obey.
at the moment, we're gonna do a beeline
For the grain!
for what's going on here. We're very, very close. We may lose next turn, but right now we've got 2 guards that they do have to get through before they can attack us. So I think that's gonna work out to our benefit at least. Although if she keeps getting those ice spike cards, we are not gonna have a good time.
Honor and praise!
Okay, she's bringing out quite a few cards.
Do not test me, knave.
Okay.
This day is
That was
mine.
rough. And another guard card. Okay. Oh, but she's moving me back over here. That seems maybe unintended, but that I think is going to win us the game if I'm not mistaken. But we do have 9, 4, 5, 6, 7. When you summon another creature, you gain health. A medic card. Really don't need any of this stuff. You know, we might as well play the fireball, which roasts a ton of those creatures. There's really no reason to do what we're doing right now, but we might as well do that. And if we can, you know, just in case,
Tell me your injuries.
heal this card up a little bit. It seems that we've got the win
For
here,
honor
and I'm very
and
happy that
glory.
we do, because that was it was looking very rough there for a moment. But as we got super close there, we did pull off the victory, and you guys can kind of see what a victory looks like. Our experience points are going to move up a little bit, which is great. What do we got here? A couple of in-game rewards. So this it's a free-to-play game, and I believe it will be when it comes out. Available for PC, you know, Android, Mac, iOS, that kind of stuff. I think it's a pretty fun game, but obviously the way that they're going to finance this is using microtransactions. If you guys know me at all, I'm normally pretty against microtransactions, and I still am. I'm not a huge fan of the whole loot box system that seems to be gripping the country at the moment. But I do love, I do love card games, and it just seems to be like a kind of a negative thing that comes along with card games, is that they, instead of just charging, you know, 15, 20 bucks for the game, they just charge you nothing and try and kind of bring in a lot of free-to-play microtransaction stuff that I'm not really a huge fan of. But this is what a lot of stuff like can buy you. You will get in-game currency. It's just going to come off, you know, again, a lot slower than you would normally get it unless you bought it. And you can open up card packs, which are basically their version of loot boxes. A little suppression here, silence a creature. Not exactly sure what that does. Removes all items, abilities, and stat modifications. But anyway, I think the art design is super cool. At least you guys got a taste of what the game is here. If you guys liked this game, I should be doing a couple more episodes on this one, because I'm finding it pretty interesting. You guys can see some more player versus player battles instead of me fighting an NPC. But I did just want to sit down and kind of show you guys what the game was about, what it was like, kind of what a normal match is going to go through. There's a lot of other professional players out there besides me, but you know, I did want to show off kind of what kind of nonsense was going on here. So now that you've seen that, perfect. It may play another bit of the story, which we'll cut off right there. But you know, you can see they've got a lot of different plans. It is a beta playtest build, work in progress, but there's going to be a versus arena, a solo arena that I haven't unlocked yet, and hopefully you'll see on my channel a little bit earlier. And you get to build and collect decks and go to the store if you want to buy different things. Like I said, should be coming out for most platforms, most mobile phone platforms, as well as PC and Mac, which should be good enough. Unfortunately, I don't know if it's going to be coming out for PlayStation or Xbox or any other console. I don't think they have any plans for that as of now, but if you are looking for a card game like that, I would go check out Gwent. Anyway, thank you guys so much for dropping by. If you have different questions about the game or want to see me do different things or whatever on it, hopefully this was pretty informative on what the game was about, and I should be covering this game a lot more over the next couple of weeks on my channel. If you want to drop by and do that, be sure to like this video if you did like it. It definitely helps me out as a smaller YouTuber, as well as obviously subscribing if you want to see more content from me. That's the whole deal going on there. So anyway, I appreciate it either way. Thank you guys so much for dropping by, and I'll see you guys on the next MechaWill show.